Hi, my name is Nick Pajo. I'm a professor of graphic arts here at SUNY Adirondack, and I'd like to say hello and welcome you to our Visual Arts and Media Info session. What is the Visual Arts and Media option at SUNY Adirondack? Well, we have three programs that fall into this option. We have our Fine Arts program, our Media Arts program, and our Broadcast Media production program. My goal is to go through each of these programs with you today and walk you through them so you have a sense of what we offer here and what might suit your needs the best. There are three programs, but they're all flexible and they're connected with one another. Students in the Fine Arts AS degree, which stands for Associates of Science, it's built as a transfer degree, and students can do that if they'd like to study more traditional art forms like drawing, oil painting, watercolor painting, two-dimensional design, three-dimensional designs, or printmaking. Folks who were more interested in things like graphic design and photography might want to be interested in the Media Arts AAS degree. And AAS is designed for both career and transfer. That stands for Applied Associates of Applied Science. As I mentioned, there's graphic arts, illustration, photography, web design and multimedia, 3D fabrication. Those are the specialties there. Our last program is the Broadcast Media Production AAS, and the specialties there are video editing, audio editing, television production, radio production, and short film production. As I mentioned, all three of these degrees you can take if you're interested in transfer. You could really take all three of these degrees too if you're interested in workforce, although media arts and broadcast probably have a little bit more preparation for that. All degrees are flexible, in meaning that in the fine arts courses, or the fine arts degree, while you're taking the foundational traditional art forms, you could add a little bit of graphics in there or a little bit of photography, as well as use some of your electives to take maybe a video editing class. In media arts, we require folks to have some traditional foundation, as well as we require folks to have a little bit of video editing as a foundation as well. From there, the electives in the program allow you to explore a little bit on the fine arts side if you'd like to go in that direction a bit, or a little bit on the broadcast side if you'd like to go there as well. If you want to do some more audio recording or some more video production, you can do that. In broadcast media production, graphic arts and photography are also required in that degree, and there are also electives in that degree. So if somebody wanted to, they could actually explore either of those more, or they could explore some more of the fine arts as well. So there are three distinct programs, but there's a lot of flexibility and connectedness between them, and students have the ability to essentially choose flexible options that work for them. So let's talk about each part. So the fine arts, creativity, critical thinking, and dialogue, these are some of the elements that you're going to find in the fine arts program. They incorporate a diversity of ideas and sensibilities in art making while offering a strong basis for continued development in more advanced areas of study. As I mentioned before, the fine arts AS degree is really focused on transfer paths, and we do a lot of drawing, oil painting, watercolor painting, two-dimensional and three-dimensional design, and printmaking there. You can also dabble a little bit in photography or graphic design if you want, but really if you want to transfer into a BFA program in fine art or a BFA in studio arts, this is definitely the program for you. Media arts is broken up into various sections. So graphic design is going to include things like logo designs, posters, brochures, custom fonts. Those are the kinds of things that you'll create in your classes at SUNY Adirondack. We really take a strong problem-solving approach to our coursework with the goal of teaching students how to follow a path from conception to creation and ultimately learn how to work with clients. You're going to do branding, you're going to do layout, you're going to do packaging, typography, you're going to create digital assets and marketing. Another branch of the media arts is illustration, and at its heart, illustration tells a story. Our students learn illustration basics in various courses from both a fine art and a graphic art perspective, and then from there, they have the opportunity to learn things like vector illustration, digital painting, to create all sorts of stuff. Characters, environments, worlds, all sorts of things. Sketching is really big in illustration. People love to go into the comics and graphic novel design as well. Narrative illustration, again, story-based illustration. So you're thinking book covers, you're thinking book jacket design, you're thinking even like things like poster design for like film. All that's a narrative illustration. Digital painting is huge in this, and as I mentioned before, character design, but along with that, the context of their environment and their world. Photography is another big part of the media arts degree. We offer courses that show students how to start out with industry standard camera equipment, professional lighting, as well as current editing techniques to advance their careers, land that first job, or prepare to transfer to a 4-year program. We specialize in courses in studio photography, photojournalism, advertising photography, fine art photography, as well as landscape photography. In web and multimedia, you're going to use that little thing that everyone has in their pocket to surf the web and use an app. Our courses will teach you how to think about interface and experiences, as well as how to promote your website. Multimedia artists will build off of their 2-dimensional introductory coursework and learn motion graphics and animations. So as I mentioned, you'll do UI and UX design with social media. You'll do motion graphics, and that can be anything from a full blown out animation to just like an animated logo before a television show. Stop motion animation is something that we explore as well. So think things like Robot Chicken or any of the Wes Anderson movies like Mr. Fox or Isle of Dogs. And then we play around with creative audio production because movement is wonderful, animation's wonderful, all that stuff is great, but you need to have sound to really make this stuff come alive. 3D design and fabrication actually comes from 2 sides of the house. You can take a 3D design class in the fine arts program, and you can take a fabrication class in the media arts program, or you can have to take both of them. If you really like, rolling up your sleeves and getting your hands dirty, I would recommend that. Use your creativity to create various 3D forms using hand tools, 3D printers, laser cutters, and more. This is great if you're interested in sculpture. You want to learn more about 3D software and the printing and how that goes hand in hand. Laser cutting is absolutely a big thing right now, as well as vinyl design and vinyl application. And we even have parts of our coursework will teach you how to create books. Broadcast media production is a whole degree in itself, and it's all about content creation, whether it's through traditional radio or television channels or on new media platforms like the web or mobile apps. Creative audio production is a piece here with radio production and podcasts, as well as short film production and television studio production. So if any of that seems like it's up your alley, then broadcast media production may be the program for you. How do we do all these different programs at SUNY Adirondack? We do it with a wonderful faculty. So here are our full-time faculty members. We have John Hampshire in fine arts, and he specializes in painting, drawing, design, and portfolio development. Renee O'Brien is in media arts. She specializes in photojournalism, fine art photography, and portfolio development. Nick Amidon is in media arts as well. He specializes in introductory photography, video editing, and landscape photography. Brandon Siegel specializes in studio photography and advertising photography, graphic design, and web design. As I mentioned, I'm Nick Pedro. My specializations are in the form of graphic design, illustration, typography, 3D fabrication, and multimedia and web design. And Kevin Ankeny is part of our broadcast media production program, and he really dials in with video editing, audio editing, digital cinema, radio broadcasting, and television broadcasting. As you can see, all of our email addresses are here. If you have questions about our classes, please reach out to us. We will be happy to answer them for you. Along with our full-time faculty, we've also got a great group of adjuncts that work across all 3 programs, fine arts, media arts, and broadcast media production. These instructors bring their passion and their experience right into the classroom to go hand in hand with our full-time faculty members. So where are we located? We have a campus in Queensbury, we have a center in Saratoga, and we're online. We're in person, we run courses in a hybrid mode, we run courses online in an asynchronous format, so you do them at your own time, or in a synchronous format. At the end of the day, we are in many different places, and we're here to suit your needs. Remember, SUNY Adirondack and the visual arts and media option, we are your flexible classroom. Here are a little bit about our facilities. In the fine arts, we have drawing and painting studio, and we also have a 2-dimensional and 3D studio, as well as a printmaking studio. Some of these rooms actually double up a little bit, but they allow for you to go ahead and experiment and utilize the room in different fashions. So we can set up still lifes in the drawing and painting studio. And there is a lot of space for you to spread out in the design studios as well. In media arts, we have 5 Mac labs across both our campuses, outfitted with industry standard software. We're talking things like the Adobe Creative Cloud. In typography, we use a software called Glyphs. We have a software called Rhino for our 3D stuff. We have a photography studio, brand new one actually, with professional lighting equipment. We have a makerspace that's equipped with 3D printers, laser cutters, CNC machines, guillotine paper cutters, vinyl printers, a ton of different stuff. We have a print center that actually we started because of COVID, but we're probably going to move forward with it afterwards because it's worked out so well. That's equipped with laser printers, photo printers, large format printers. Imagine, printing as large as 40 inches wide and as long as you want because it's on a roll. We have vinyl printers. We have ultraviolet printer. A UV printer or ultraviolet printer is the type of printer that can print on literally any substance. So wood, metal, glass, anything along those lines. And that's also the kind of printer that a lot of product printing is on. So if you ever have like a keychain where something is printed on that and that keychain is made of plastic, that's done with a UV printer. Or printing on the back of a cell phone case, that's done with a UV printer. So we have all that here. It's just on a little smaller scale. Broadcast media production. We have 2 audio production studios where we have soundboards in them. We've got, we use Adobe Audition to capture microphones, things along those lines. We've got an HD television studio with a control room, which it's parallel to everything you're going to find at a regular news station or even like ESPN. It's just on a smaller scale. We also have a radio station on campus. You can follow us at 92.7 WGFR. We're known as The Revolution. You can find us online, or you can tune in if you're in the Queensbury area. And if you're a student, you can, jump on the airwaves if that's something that you're interested in. We have a lot of exhibition opportunities for students. So right on campus, we have our Visual Arts Gallery at SUNY Adirondack. Currently, it's been closed this year because of COVID, but we see no reason why it won't open up after the pandemic is over. This is where we not only bring exhibits onto campus, but we also have things like our juried student exhibition that's on campus. We have a regular exhibition for our fine art photography class as well. We get involved in some other exhibitions as well. So there's the 120 degree inter-college regional exhibition. That's put on through the Arts Center of the Capital Region, the Lower Adirondack Regional Arts Council, and Saratoga Arts, and it moves between them every year. Basically, there's a 120 mile radius that encompasses a lot of schools. We're included, so are some of the schools down in the Albany area, like Siena, Albany, RPI, Sage, St. Rose, and we have students enter this all the time. And we definitely are putting in, numbers in the double digits of people that are getting accepted. They only take 120 images, so it's pretty awesome that a small community college, we're putting our work in there and it's being shown. There's the People's Pixel Project in Lake George, and that is an exhibition of film shorts where sometimes we have students and faculty members who are exhibiting there. And then we work with one of our local collections, the Hyde Collection. We have done a couple different exhibitions there. We did a thing where they had a Mucha exhibition, and we created Mucha inspired work in our illustrations class. And we went ahead and we exhibited right next to the Mucha, which was great. So we have a lot of different opportunities for folks who are interested in that. We also have opportunities for you to work with clients. Client work is very, very big. And it's something that we try to make sure that people have experience in. Here's just a handful of clients that we've worked with in the past year or two. So we have a culinary center downtown Glens Falls, and we have a restaurant in that called Seasoned. Our design students came up with their Partners in Dining program, where essentially it was a fundraiser when the center was first started, where there were gift cards needed to be designed, as well as an entire package to have people donate to Seasoned. Also at Season, we work with them for things like their regular menus. They're designed by our graphic arts students. We have our photography students go down and do high-end food photography down there. So we really, we have a really big connection with them. In 2019, we went ahead and our illustration class did an entire wrap around the entire facade of the building. We printed out vinyl cling, and we wrapped all of the windows. It was something like 340 square feet of print work that we did around the entire building for the Hometown Holidays contest in downtown Glens Falls. Along with that, you could see in the image, there are acrylic wreaths and snowflakes and stars and gingerbread houses and things like that. And we ended up winning that competition in downtown Glens Falls that year. We worked with the Celebrating Suffrage in Greater Glens Falls folks, and we created a new logo for them to use this past year. The Crandall Park Beautification Committee, we created a logo for them a couple of years ago. We work with Seasoned again and Adirondack Brewery to promote the Bites and Flights craft beer pairing. It's a pretty cool thing where folks from the Adirondack Brewery come in and they work with our students, our culinary students in Season, to create a menu, and they have an event. And then our media students, we go ahead and we market the entire event, everything from creating the menus to putting stuff online via social media, doing audio spots, and even some video spots. So various different things. At the end of the day, every school you go to will teach you how to make cool stuff. That's a given. But at the end of the day, you need to know, how do you convince somebody to pay you to make that cool stuff? And that's where clients come in. So you need to have the experience there, and that's why we offer it. Here's a little bit about our alumni. 91% of SUNY Adirondack graduates are employed 2 years after graduation, compared to the national average of 83%. And 60% of our graduates earn their associate degree debt-free. This is Samantha Boyle. This is a success story. Sam's one of my old students. She's from Bolton Landing, New York. She lives down in Clearwater, Florida now. She was a graphic designer for Johnson & Johnson. She graduated from us in 2015 and then went on to SUNY Oswego for her bachelor's degree in 2017. Sam really felt that SUNY Adirondack helped her prepare for her future plans. She was diving into a specialty right away. She had a lot under her belt. She had motion graphics. She was taking photography. She took all my graphic design courses. And in many schools, these aren't even offered until the third year. And she had this walking out of SUNY Adirondack before she even transferred. So when she went ahead and transferred, she was a superstar there. A couple other people that we'd like to pat on the back. We've got Anthony Rakiki in Glens Falls, Adam Tung in New York, and Peter Wellham in Glens Falls. Anthony is a professional artist, a children's book illustrator, and Anthony is literally everywhere. He is getting his artwork out at various galleries. He's working with a bunch of different media companies. He creates props and backgrounds for movies. He does all sorts of different things as a working artist. Adam's a graphic designer down in the city, and he works for Drive Shack. This is actually his second job down there. And Adam and I chat pretty often and, talk about, some of the different things that he's doing down there. And, he got his start here at SUNY Adirondack as well in the media program. And he really felt that it benefited him a lot. Pete, he's an advertising account executive at Regional Radio Group in Glens Falls. Pete originally wanted to transfer, and he took an internship in his broadcast media production program. And he found that A, he really enjoyed the job, and B, he impressed them enough that he was offered a job upon graduation. So he went right into the workforce. And, all three of these folks were really excited for them, really proud of them. And, we just wanted to let you know that there are definitely career paths and opportunities that come out of our programs. Transfer opportunities. As I mentioned, all the programs can line you up to transfer. Some of them you can go right into the career field afterwards, or you can do what Sam did, what Adam did, transfer afterwards, and then go into employment after that. we have great relationships with many of our SUNY colleagues, as well as some private schools. You can check out sunyacc.edu/academics/transfer opportunities, and you can check out our 2+2 programs that we have going on, where you are guaranteed to go into different schools as a junior status. Most of our classes will get you that anyway, but this will allow you to actually look at the course you take at Adirondack and how it stacks up to a course at a different four-year school. So SUNY Adirondack makes a promise to you, and that promise is simply this: to meet your needs in the classroom and afar by providing generous financial aid packages for full and part-time students of all ages, tutoring, mentoring, and educational assistance, technology, including laptops, Wi-Fi, MiFi access, and more, and then financial support to recover from things like COVID-related hardships. With that said, we can all get by with a little help from our friends, right? In our academic services, we have tutoring for media arts. We have open lab hours for both our media arts students and our broadcast students. And we also have Ask a Lab Assistant, both in person and online via Zoom, just in case you don't need an actual tutor, but you need just a little help to get past the spot and maybe an assignment. We have open studio hours over in the fine arts. And while we haven't been doing it because of COVID, we hope to be bringing back our open model sessions where we let anybody from the community come in and draw the models. Another thing we offer you is the Media Arts Lending Library. This is something that we've been working on for a while and we've really gone gung-ho on lately. And this is a place where students in the programs can come and they can borrow things that they need to be successful for classes. So you're a graphic design major and you don't have a computer. Okay, that's fine. Come and borrow one from us. You can borrow an iMac from us, stocked software, and you can use it for a semester. You need a camera for your photo class. You need light kits to go outside and do some studio work outside. Fine. Or flashes. You need a tripod, audio equipment, drawing tablets, various art supplies, and various books. At the end of the day, we do not want our students to feel hindered in any way, shape, or form because they don't have the money to afford a certain object or item or something along those lines. That's where the lending library comes into play. And all of this is at absolutely no cost to you. This is part of tuition. This is for you, again, because we don't want to put a hurdle in front of you. Softwares and certifications. So let's say you have a computer at home, but you can't afford that Adobe software. That's fine. You don't need to because SUNY Adirondack can give you Adobe at home using our license. So that's something that we can offer you as well as a student here in these programs. If you want, you can also go ahead and add a feather to your cap on your resume, and you can take certification exams. We're an authorized testing center, and we can give exams in Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, Premiere Pro, After Effects, and Animate. In some of the courses, these certification exams are part of the course fee. They're rolled right into it, so you can have it for free. In other cases for students, they are you can get them at a much reduced rate compared to if you went to an actual testing center. So again, this is another value that we have here at SUNY Adirondack to really help you succeed and move forward. Now, here is a big snapshot for you. This tells a little bit about our demographics. We serve about 3,500 students. Our average age is 23, with 43% male and 57% female. 55% of our students are full-time. The other 45% are part-time students. We're a veteran-friendly campus, and we have more than 175 military-affiliated students on campus currently. We give a lot of money out in scholarships. We award more than $300,000 yearly in scholarships to new students. Our tuition is approximately $3,016 based on a 15 credit load for in-state students, or $4,252 for out-of-state students. Part-time students, you can take a class for $240 per credit hour, or $343 per credit hour if you're an out-of-state resident. And these are based on the 2020-21 academic year. These are fabulous rates. I guarantee that if you go ahead and you look at some various schools and you look at all the different things that they offer, talking about the classes, the choices in classes, the flexibility, the flexibility of coming to campus, doing things on hybrid or doing them online, the things like the free Adobe, the lending library, the tutoring services, all that. That is all part of this. We charge fees in our classes, and that covers everything. So if you have a fee in your graphic design class, it's going to cover your sketchbook, your various art supplies you're going to use in there. It's going to cover anything that you need for software for an exam or anything like that, for a certification exam. It's going to cover all of your printing. And that's huge. Printing is expensive. If you go to Kinko's or you go to a lot of other schools, you pay per print. We do not do that here at SUNY Adirondack. Okay. You pay a lab fee, and we make sure that you get value from that lab fee.
If you haven't already done so, please follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook at SUNY ADK New Media, and on Instagram, we're at SUNY ADK _New Media, at SUNY ADK _Art, and at The Revolution FM. And join us for Facebook Live Fridays, where you can tour our facilities, check out our equipment, learn some cool techniques, and maybe win some cool prizes. We're going to be doing them every other Friday at 11:30 in the morning, starting this Friday, February 19th.
So, questions? You may have some, okay? Please feel free to reach out during our regular one-on-one sessions throughout the spring where faculty can field your questions. On Mondays from 4 to 5, John Hampshire will be talking fine arts. Tuesdays, 3:30 to 4:30, Kevin Ackney will be talking broadcast media production. Wednesdays from 4 to 5, I will be talking about media arts, specifically graphic design, illustration, and our makerspace. And on Thursdays, Brandon Siegel will be talking from 5:30 to 6:30 for media arts, specifically talking about photography. You can reach out to admission@sunyacc.edu to set up an appointment for any of these things. And that is it, folks. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to do this. I'd like to thank all of our students who have helped work on this presentation, as well as who are actively part of our student body. I'd like to thank all of our faculty, not only our full-time faculty, but all of our adjunct instructors. We couldn't do this without you. And again, I say, go ahead, take a look at some other schools, and I guarantee that you'll find that we are a great option for you if you're interested in the fine arts, in the media arts, or in broadcast media production. Thank you, and hope to hear from you soon.